She betrayed me on the trip I had covered and sent a text saying, "I found someone and I'm staying here." I answered calmly, "Follow your heart." Then I contacted the airline to cancel her return ticket and revoked her access to my credit card. Her next message was hysterical, pleading about how she would get back home. I, 32M, thought I was doing something romantic and thoughtful when I booked a 2-week trip to Greece for my girlfriend and me. We had been together for 3 years, living together for 1, and I genuinely believed that our relationship was strong enough to last a lifetime. I had dreamed about this vacation as a chance to reconnect, to rekindle the sparks that had faded over months of her appearing distant, distracted, and emotionally withdrawn. I should have trusted my instincts when she insisted on booking separate rooms, claiming that she needed space to breathe. I should have questioned why she was so eager to explore nightlife alone, while I preferred quiet dinners, soft conversations, and early morning walks along the golden sand of the beaches. But I loved her, and I was trying to be the understanding, patient boyfriend, believing that giving her freedom would only strengthen our bond. The first week seemed almost perfect. We walked hand in hand through ancient ruins, took pictures overlooking the azure Aegean Sea, shared meals in little taverna overlooking the water, and I even started browsing engagement rings online during our afternoon breaks. She seemed happier than she had been in months, laughing more freely, her eyes bright with life and energy. I foolishly believed that the change of scenery and our time together had rekindled her affection. I believed in us, blindly ignoring the little red flags that were slowly building up in my mind. Everything collapsed on day 8. She suddenly announced that she wanted to spend the day exploring a nearby island with people she had met at the hotel bar the night before. I offered to join, hoping to share in her adventure, but she insisted it would be more fun if I stayed behind and relaxed by the pool. She promised that she would return for dinner, that we could have a romantic evening together, that nothing would change. Dinner came and went. Midnight passed, followed by sunrise. My calls went straight to voicemail, and my texts remained unread. The hotel staff confirmed that she had not returned to her room. I spent the entire following day in panic, calling hospitals, police stations, and even asking the front desk for any clues. I was convinced that something terrible had happened, that I might never see her again. And then, at last, the text arrived. She told me that she had met someone incredible on the island trip, someone who understood her in ways that I apparently never could. She declared that she was staying in Greece to explore this connection, and that she would not be returning home as planned. She thanked me for the vacation and said she hoped I could understand that sometimes people just need to follow their hearts. I stared at that message for 10 long minutes, rereading every word, hoping that the reality of it would somehow change if I read it slowly enough. 3 years of my life, reduced to a casual text from a Greek island where she was probably in bed with someone she had known for less than 48 hours. The woman I had been planning to propose to had dumped me with a few typed words while I had paid for every single expense of the trip. My response was simple, calm, and immediate. I told her to absolutely follow her heart, wishing her happiness on her new adventure, and then I opened my laptop and got to work. The first step was the airline. The return tickets had been booked under my name with my credit card, giving me complete control over the reservations. I called, explained the change in plans, mentioned that it was due to a personal relationship situation, and successfully canceled her return flight without issue. Then came my credit card company. I contacted them to remove her as an authorized user, citing changed circumstances. The process took 15 minutes and I had to confirm my identity multiple times, but by the end of it, she no longer had access to any of my funds, no matter how much she had relied on me in the past. That evening, sitting alone on the hotel balcony, watching the sunset that she had promised to watch with me, I carefully went through every shared account, every streaming service, every app and airline program that was connected to my name and payment information. I left no stone unturned, no assumption of her access untouched. It felt empowering, almost liberating, to take back control over everything I had once shared with someone who clearly did not value me. By the next noon, the messages began arriving. Panic had replaced her casual indifference. She texted frantically, asking how she was supposed to get home. She had tried to check in for her flight only to discover it no longer existed, then attempted to use my credit card for a hotel room extension, only to be declined. I did not reply immediately. Instead, I enjoyed a leisurely lunch at the hotel restaurant, the same spot where she had promised to meet me for dinner just 2 nights prior. I ordered her favorite Greek dish, ate slowly, savoring each bite, while her desperate texts accumulated on my phone. She demanded that I fix everything, claimed that I was cruel, vindictive, and that stranding her in Greece was a form of abuse. She reminded me of the good times we had shared, tried to appeal to my emotions, and suggested we could work things out if I just acted reasonably. I finally responded that evening, calmly explaining that I was following her own advice about following my heart. My heart told me that someone who could end a 3-year relationship with a single text was fully capable of handling her own travel arrangements. I wished her well, and suggested she contact her new romantic interest for assistance. Her subsequent messages revealed a side of her I had never seen. She called me names I will not repeat, claimed I was manipulative, and threatened to contact friends and family to ruin my reputation. I screenshot every message and shared them with my brother, who found the entire situation hilarious. He called me later, laughing harder than he had in years, proud that I finally showed some backbone. Her final message of that day was different. Fear had replaced anger. She admitted that she did not have enough money for a return flight and had relied entirely on my credit card. I almost felt sorry for her, but then I remembered the previous night, the new romance, and the panic I had felt thinking she might be dead somewhere. I slept better that night than I had in months. Over the next few days, her attempts continued. She tried emotional manipulation, appealing to our history, claiming she still loved me, and suggesting that what happened on the island was only physical, not real love. But I had thought, processed, and observed every step. I saw the entitlement, the lack of consideration, and the total disregard for my feelings. I responded carefully, explaining that while I wished her happiness with her new partner, I would no longer be involved in any way, financially or emotionally. Weeks later, I heard from her best friend, who confirmed what I had suspected all along. My ex had been unhappy for months, planning and manipulating to fund her escape from our relationship. She was not trapped or unfortunate. She had chosen to use me to support her own adventure. And in the end, that knowledge brought me peace. She was exactly where she wanted to be, and I was free to rediscover myself. 3 months later, she reached out again, apologetic and reflective. She admitted her mistakes, acknowledged that her expectations were unreasonable, and recognized that I had shown her the consequences of her choices. I thanked her and wished her well. I had moved on emotionally and practically. I was dating someone new, someone who understood respect, communication, and boundaries. Looking back now, 6 months after that vacation from hell, I am grateful for the entire experience. Painful, expensive, and humbling as it was, it taught me a vital lesson. Love without respect is worthless. The woman who could discard me casually showed me exactly who she was, and my actions showed me exactly who I am. I reclaimed my life, my finances, and my happiness. The engagement ring I had researched was returned for a full refund, which I used to buy a motorcycle I had wanted for years. Rediscovering myself has been priceless. I still think about that Greek vacation sometimes, but only as a lesson in boundaries, self-respect, and the importance of never settling for someone who does not value you. If you want to see more stories like this, a gentle tap on the subscribe button would mean the world to us. Please subscribe.